Ray.
And I'm Veronica.
And welcome to the Chick Lit Book Club podcast,
where we read a romance novel and then we talk about it. Today we're talking about Daughter of Rage and Beauty by Amy Pennza.
Yay!
Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. I've been waiting for so long.
I know. I'm super excited. Spoiler, loved it.
And it was the second time I read it, so I loved it too. Super excited.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Loved it.
I was nervous because you had not, I've read like all of Amy's shit, but I didn't know if
I've read one.
You had read the one novella, yeah.
Yeah. So we had some 98 degrees things going on this week.
Guess who's on TikTok, y'all?
Word.
Mm-hmm. So is Ryan Reynolds now too, so that makes me happy.
Yeah. Veronica, what was your of the TGI Friday shows? What was your favorite?
Oh my god! How do I even choose? Okay, first of all,
I know it's like choosing a child. Yeah, I know.
Yes, although I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like that would be easy. I only have one, so like I don't. But I feel like for most people,
like
it's
children.
Yes.
Love
you, baby. Okay, so wasn't it like a 2-hour block from like 8 to 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So it would have been like 4 shows. And I remember distinctly like Home Improvement was one of them, wasn't it? Okay, then Family Matters.
No. That was different channel.
Oh, okay. So Family Matters.
Yes.
Boy Meets World.
Yes. The one about the family. What the hell is it? The family and they just
Seventh Heaven. Step by Step.
No. Well, that one too, but the one they just with Bob Saget. What's his? Bob Saget.
Full House. Full House.
Yes, Full House is in that one too.
Okay. So this would be a really close tie for me between Family Matters and Boy Meets World.
Oh, see, I didn't come into because Boy Meets World was after I got out of that. Okay, hold on, pause.
What are they doing?
Stop it! Hey. Stop it!
Fucking assholes.
Sherman was trying to raid the Barricade of Freedom. He was Javering it over to the Barricade of Freedom.
He was.
24601. This I swear by the star. Okay.
She's really singing tonight.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, Boy Meets World was after I stopped watching it. I'm gonna have to say Full House or Family Matters. You know what was actually, I take that back. When I started watching it, Perfect Strangers was in that block too.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, come cousin, we do the dance of joy. Oh my gosh, you've never seen Perfect Strangers?
No, but I'm gonna have to look it up.
Oh, please
I'm writing it down.
Balki Bartakamus from Mypos.
Oh my god.
He comes to live with his American cousin Larry. It's very funny.
Do you remember Who's the Boss?
Of course I do, Angela. Of course I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mona. That's right, because every time you were reading that book with Mona,
yes, I was reading a Penny Reed with Mona.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, can we talk about Penny's new book and how? Oh, because we're gonna review it, so I guess we can wait.
Are we gonna review it?
I thought we were. Maybe we're not.
Yeah, we can in August. We can't. Well, we can't do it the day it comes out because we're doing the Emma Jackson book.
Because we're doing all the books before that.
All the books, just all the books. Yeah, we'll do it in August. I'm super excited about it because. Should we talk about this now? About her name?
Well, we wait. Let's wait.
Okay, we'll wait. I'll wait. Anyway, Ray, I have a question for you.
What's that?
What's your bright spot?
So, surprise! I got home on Friday and there's a fence in my backyard. I can't pull it up on the side. I caught my eye. I'm like, oh wait. That's a fence! Wait, that's my yard! My fence is up! Because the poles have been out there for so long, and all of a sudden, no, there's a fence!
So and there's a fence now. Yay!
Only drawback is because it's not to to the ground. It's to the ground, and in some spots a little higher because my my backyard is not even Stevens.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. So I'm going tomorrow. My father and I are going to. I have these decorative cinder blocks that I'm not. I pretty much have killed all of my flower beds because I'm ripping them. I'm just planting hosta.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You guys really wanted to know about my backyard. And
I
so.
Do. Ooh, do you need hostas? Are you going to buy them?
Do you have hosta that you want to split?
I have fucking prehistoric hosta. Don't buy any hosta. I have got you fucking covered. I have so much fucking hosta. Please do not buy any.
Because you could split them.
Yeah, I know. We already have split them.
Oh, okay. Well, I figured you did because you're, okay. Because
my
mom and dad have
massive.
Yeah. And they get just
I'll send you
huge.
pictures. Yes, they get bigger every single fucking year.
Yeah.
The one that we split 2 years ago, you cannot tell we split it at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean we've had ones where I've split it like 4 or 5 different ways because they're so big. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
don't buy hosta. I will give it all to you.
Thank you. Well, my dad told me not to plant it till the fall, so I don't know.
Yeah, the fall is the best time to do that.
Yes, I have some like bushes I've got to move to. So, yeah. So what I've been doing now is just trying to find stuff too because Luna's a dickhead and she will dig. In fact, like someone was like asking, "Will she dig?" And I looked at him. I said, "I don't know." And then we're out there trying to dig up some stuff yesterday, and of course she's just digging in the dirt. I'm like, "There's my answer. There's my answer." Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
So that's my bright spot. Oh, also, Ted Lasso comes out July 23rd.
Oh, I did hear that. Yep.
Countdown. Okay.
And I was like, Ray's gonna lose her fucking mind.
Guess what I have on my calendar?
You have that on your calendar. Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Things that have surprised me, not that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a loser again. Mustache ride from Ted Lasso. It's fine. Yep,
I love you.
Fine. I'd ride his mustache like a skidoo. That's actually one of the lines from the show. So,
Skidoo. Oh my god. I haven't heard the word skidoo in like years.
Or jet ski, whatever. It's the same thing.
No, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just funny to me.
Well, yeah, sea-doo, skidoo. What up? Veronica.
Yeah.
What's your bright spot, baby?
So I work remotely, and I've worked remotely since before COVID. That's just how my job is. And as a result, I have known people for many years and have worked with them for many years and have never fucking met them. So
yeah.
But I have these, all right. So there are 2 people that work at this company that I work for that only live 2 hours away from me. Oh. And yet we have never met.
Yeah.
So, and I have just not been to their city like since then, and they've not been around here. So today I got to meet them.
Oh.
They're in town for the weekend, like doing some things that they doing like a weekend trip. And so today in the afternoon, like they went to a museum, and then he texted and was like, "Hey, like, what are you up to? Do you want to meet up for coffee or like do whatever?" And I was like, "I can meet you somewhere, or like you can come to the house. We can hang in the backyard. Doesn't matter. Like, we're just chilling." And so they came over here, and we got to like, I made them coffee, and we hung out on the deck and like just talked for like maybe an hour or so. It was awesome. It was super awesome. Yeah.
That is super nice. So had you'd seen them like via like Zoom meetings and stuff like that, but just never.
And that's it. I've never like been in the same room with them. Yeah. Well, and in the times of COVID, they're vaccinated, so like,
yeah.
But it was awesome. Like I got to hug them, and like it was great. It was super awesome. That was my absolute bright spot for the week.
Oh, that is super awesome. Yeah. They would live in Columbus.
They live in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I love Pittsburgh. I'm not like the normal Ohioan who like hates Pittsburgh. Yeah. At one point, I was like, "Yeah, y'all can just come over here," and then I was like, "Excuse me, Yins can just come over here." Now, like my grandparents on my mom's side grew up in Pittsburgh, so for me, like I love Pittsburgh. I've never had a problem with Pittsburgh. I think it's like an awesome town. It's also like in many, many ways similar to Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Especially like in the heritage of like being steel towns and like you know,
Yeah.
like blue collar towns. That's just kind of how they are. Also, I love the hills in Pittsburgh. I think it's awesome. And I mean, there are mountains, but I like that about Pittsburgh. My husband hates it, but I don't care. I mean,
well,
I also love the rivers. I love that.
Yeah.
I love like all of downtown Pittsburgh. I love all of it.
Well, I had looked at Duquesne for college, and we were going on a tour there, and someone asking if the dorms had air conditioning, and the guy just looked. He goes, "You'd really only need it for about a month," he said.
Yeah,
because it's very windy.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Could you open the windows?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
You can't always open windows in dorm rooms.
No, which is crazy. I know when I was at Cleveland State, you couldn't. So,
yeah,
but that
I think
was
it's
also
I think it's kind of a fall risk.
Probably.
It's kind of like how you can't open the windows in Vegas.
Right. I was gonna. No. Yep.
Anywho,
What happens in Vegas stays there, right? Hey, did you really like that tweet that I sent you with that woman, that person cutting America's ass's cake?
I certainly did.
Yeah.
I certainly fucking did. I almost bought my kid a Captain America t-shirt today.
Oh, I want one so bad.
They didn't have them in her size.
Oh.
So
I saw
I know.
some girl at the
I was
gym
very
who had
disappointed.
One. I was like, I want one of those so fucking bad.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like quickly combing through them. Like, do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it?
Oh,
No,
where was it?
No, they don't. Target.
Nice.
My favorite place.
I'm starting to shop there more. I need help now. I need to stop it now because it'll just become a habit.
It's an issue.
It's I have a Marvel, just a regular old Marvel tank top. That I got from Hot Topic many moons ago.
Oh my fucking God, Hot Topic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, not many enough that I will tell you how many, because it's very ashamedly saying not that many. And I actually physically was in the store and bought that tank top.
I haven't been in a Hot Topic in so long. It's like a real I get a lot of nostalgia when I go.
They've
into a Hot
changed the look
Topic.
of it so much. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like Tim Burton came on everything.
Did you purposely wait until I took a sip of wine to say that?
No.
Holy shit. I'm going to just spit that out all over my computer. That's what he said. Oh my God. All right.
We also had a conversation about whether we think that Chris Evans has
enjoys, like, or if he's uncomfortable by being objectified.
And I honestly think he doesn't care.
It's kind of part of the territory when you are as hot as he is.
Right.
And, like, you've been naked in a lot of your movies, or, like, mostly naked, or at least topless.
Yeah. And I think it probably allows him to have a bigger platform to which he can, get to more people and talk about the things that,
he's like an extraordinarily nice person.
That, and he's super intelligent, and he's very, he's caring. He's a very empathetic person. Seems like, we could also be completely wrong. He'd be a total dick, but I can't.
But I don't think that's true. I saw a TikTok this week that was like this woman who has basically like Chris Evans' Stan account. And she said, like, every single story that people tell her about Chris Evans is boring because he's such a nice person. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's never any drama surrounding it. And, like, people will say things. She was like, literally one of my friends met him once at, like, some event or whatever. And like she was like,
or something.
Yeah. And, like, or like a private, I don't remember exactly how that rolled. And she wasn't very specific with the details. But she was like, this person literally called me specifically to tell me about the Chris Evans encounter. And it was the most boring story because he's so nice. Like, he's just congenial and kind and generous.
He dated Jenny Slate for a while, and I can't imagine... Because Jenny Slate, I think, is pretty, but she's not like...
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. But she's not like who you'd expect him to be with, right? Like,
She's like, she's so outgoing. Like, she's
She's super talented. I think she's
Oh,
very
yeah.
pretty.
Oh, my God. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's
But, like,
gorgeous.
But, like, not... That's, but, like, you would, like...
Personality-wise, I feel like they're very different. Of course, we don't know either of them.
Right, and they're not together anymore. But it was one of those... It took me for a second going... But I can't imagine her being with the douchebag. That's where it was coming back to. I can't imagine her being with the douchebag.
I can't imagine she'd put up with that shit.
No. And I'm not saying that Jenny Slate is not pretty. I'm not saying that.
No, she's awesome. She's
gorgeous.
Super beautiful.
She's just not
and
what you'd expect.
Extraordinarily talented.
Because you'd think, oh, Chris Evans is gorgeous. I think he's got to be with this, like, bombshell.
Blonde bombshell, yeah.
Yeah.
Like fake boobs and...
Like Scarlett Johansson.
There's a lot of theories that they dated for a while.
I fucking hate her. Anyhow. I'm sorry. It's the whole Woody Allen thing, and that's all it is. Because I used to like her.
She, like, defends him, right?
She cutthroat. Like, she's, like, seriously defends him.
No.
And I'm like, you're gross. Gross.
But you can't defend Woody Allen.
No. And Adrian Brody does now, too. And I'm like, nope, you're off my list.
Is he the Entourage dude?
No, that's Adrian Grenier.
Oh, right.
No,
okay. Who's Adrian Brody?
Was the pianist. Like I did the motions, like playing the piano. Oh, you know Adrian Brody.
I have.
You looked him up?
Well, I know the name, but like I cannot place why. Hang on, I have Google in front of me.
Googs it.
Brody. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I find him attractive in some weird way. I don't know. Anywho, should we talk about this book?
Let's talk about the book.
Somebody else is pretty singing tonight.
God, what's wrong with me?
All right. So we will be back in 2 and 2. What's that, Luna? Oh, you want to start a podcast? Okay, so what's it going to be about? History of the Byzantine Empire and how it relates to the Holy Roman Church through its culture, religious practices, and societal norms? Wow, that's intense. So how are you going to distribute your podcast to the world? Anchor.fm? Good call, Loons. You know that Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. That way you can spend more time chasing your brother Sherman and soaking up some sunbeams. I know Sherman can be a jerk, but he's just a cat, remember? And the other thing, it has everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Anchor.fm is like one-stop podcast creation. Plus, it's free. I mean, as a podcast spokesdog, you have no idea why things hold monetary meaning, but just know free is a good thing. Yes, so everyone should download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Okay, there's no need for that language. I think our enthusiasm is enough to encourage people to try it out. Seriously, Byzantine history, not like a dog treat or most doggy accessible park review? Okay, I mean, fine, but if you have more listeners than us, no busy bones for like a week. Oh, I mean a day. Ugh, I can't stay mad at you.
And we're back.
We're back, bitches.
Maybe it's like an NPR voice.
Oh, sweaty balls?
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's still one of the best SNL skits like ever.
Was it Delicious Dish? Yeah, Delicious Dish.
Oh my god. So fucking funny. Who was that?
Put my balls in your mouth.
Anna
Gostire
yes.
and Molly Shannon. Mm-hmm.
God, they're funny.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
Do we talk about this book? Like, do I tell you about this book? What the plot is here?
Yes, please.
Alrighty. Okay. Daughter of Rage and Beauty by Amy Pennza. They say your 20s are supposed to be the best years of your life. Clearly, they don't know what they're talking about. Because right now, my life is in shambles. As the daughter of one of the most powerful berserkers in the world, I should be taking my place among the noble guild of berserker assassins. By now, I should have mastered my emotions and conquered my rage. All the better to use it as a weapon when called upon to kill. But I'm not just Harold Beauregard's daughter. My mother was a nymph, which makes me a magical mutt. When I was born, my father thought I might possess the best traits from both races. He was wrong. Now he's shipping me off to the Berserker Academy, where the official motto is graduate or die. Nice, huh? When the stakes this high, I can't afford to get distracted. Too bad the Academy's headmaster keeps showing up at the most inconvenient moments, reminding me how much I suck at magic and fighting and basic conversation. It doesn't matter that he does it with a smile or that his eyes fire silver when he's amused or aroused. Hawk Sigurdsson has his own problems. He's not going to be one of mine. On the other hand, he's offered me a way to accelerate my studies and make it out of the Academy alive. I just have to help him steal a priceless rock and defeat one of the most powerful immortals to have ever lived. No big deal. I'm in way over my head, but I'm determined to survive. They say you can't fight fate. I'm going to show fate exactly what I'm made of. All right.
It's really not a bad description.
It's not. Do we need to add anything?
So she...
I guess we should say what a berserker is.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, at least I'm unfamiliar with the berserker world. When I was like telling the plot to my husband, he was like, "Oh yeah, I know all about that." Like, so I guess it depends on the person.
Yeah.
But a berserker is someone who he or she is a hired assassin to go and kill mythical creatures who have been like deemed
usually hard to kill ones.
Yeah, usually hard to kill ones who have been deemed like too evil or too corrupted.
They had a term,
or
wasn't it? I can't remember now.
I don't remember. There's like a committee called the Rage Lords, which decide like who it is who needs to die. And many times, like most of the time, they're immortals. And so at some point, many immortals, at least in this world, like go crazy because they have been alive for so long, and they're kind of like wishing for death because they don't really see the point anymore. So
and berserkers can gain immortality by number of kills.
Yeah, and that number is 1,000.
Yep. So there's this academy that Elin is getting sent to. That it's pretty much like you learn to become, like if you're already a berserker, you kind of learn
which you're born into.
Which you're born into. And Elin, poor Elin, is not so great of a berserker. And that's mostly because, I mean, she's of different stock, pretty much, I want to say. Like, she's not, you have to be pretty violent to be a berserker to a point.
Or at least pretty cold.
Cold, yeah. Which is interesting that Hawk is a berserker. Because he's pretty hot. So yeah, so she doesn't do so well.
No, she does not do very well.
Do so well. No, and she finds that because of the nymph in her, it's actually like the swords don't. She doesn't wield a sword well. She never had. And it's because that's not her weapon that she should be using. She should be using something that's like it's a staff, like
it's
something
a bow
that
staff is what he hands her.
Yeah.
Which he figures out like
natural
immediately.
Yeah, because she's a wood nymph, so she's in connection with, incongruous with nature.
She's fae,
and she's fae. And so
half
they're
fae.
Half fae. So something happens, and she is. They threaten to throw her out. She's kicked out.
She can't return.
No. And she will be forced to marry another Rage Lord, wasn't it?
At least another berserker. So
something. But she pretty much says, fuck off. And in return for her help, so what Hawk needs her. Hawk needs her skills because he's sent on a quest. Like he's been kind of cursed that he can't say no to any quest that comes his way. So he literally can't even form the words no. But he needs her nymph skills to to kill this god and get a stone from him, which
a rock.
He's hoping rock,
as it's called.
Rock.
Gotta get a rock.
Gotta get his rocks off. And he's hoping because he actually does not have immortality.
Right.
He
doesn't have enough kills yet, but
yeah.
we don't have to get into the details of the curse.
No. So he's hoping that by getting this stone, it'll push him up the list a little bit. So that's about it.
Yeah. And because he can't turn down a quest, like he's been putting this one off.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't think that he's going to make it. Like he thinks that he'll die.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And everyone considers Elin kind of a slut because she's
half nymph.
Yeah.
There's really no reason for them to think that. Like she gives them no reason to think that she is like a quote slut. Like if you're going by the definition that like she sleeps with a lot of people, because she A, hasn't, and B, like does not engage in that way with anyone at the academy. They're just biased dicks, basically.
Yep. Well, there is her nemesis who Faye ate her family.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Maja. I think that's Maja or Maya. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Faye ate her family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Her parents.
That's something you don't get over.
Nope. I would say not. I mean, so she's a total bitch.
Super bitch.
Yeah. If Amy continues the series, I was hoping for a Masha book, actually.
Yeah. I would totes. Amy, I'd totes read it.
Yep. Totes.
Totes my goat. All right. Do you want to do some pros and cons?
Yeah. Start your sandwich. What's your top bun?
Yeah. So if you're new to this podcast, again, welcome. But we do a compliment sandwich here on this here podcast. Is the top and bottom bun are your pros. The inside, the meat is going to be something that we didn't care for as much. Some books will be pretty big, and then some will, like a double decker or a Dagwood sandwich, and some are going to be like grilled cheese. So our top bun is our pro. So what pro do you have for me, my dear?
All right. So this is my second read through, like full read through of the book. But it had been a couple years, and so I wanted to like really refresh my memory. And I caught things the second time that I did not catch the first time. And one of those things was like the pretty stellar foreshadowing on Amy Pennza's part. So like if you go back and you look through it again, you'd see it. But I noticed the first time like all this discussion about ravens and like they were a thing at the academy and stuff like that. Yeah. But like the second time reading through it, like knowing, we won't spoil the ending, but like knowing what I knew about the ending then made me realize like all of the foreshadowing that she put into like all throughout the book, all the ravens that keep showing up and all the references to ravens. And like part of that comes through the statues that guard Hawk's office.
Oh.
So part of that, like the things that they say to her and the things that they call her, at one point they say, the Raven watches. Remember, the Raven watches.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. Right? Because like the first time, and she even at the time was like, okay. Like that's a weird thing to say. And then right before she and Hawk go off on their quest, they call her like a Gaelic word or like some sort of word. And so I was like Googling it, and there's no like, I didn't get a chance to ask Amy like where she got it, but the root of the word means raven.
Oh.
And so I was like, Amy,
girl,
you fucking smart girl. I was like, okay, I get you. I mean, I loved it. Like that second time going back through it, just the amount of things that I caught that foreshadowed things that were coming up that obviously I didn't catch the first time because I was just like, I just had no idea. And the world was new to me, those statues. I did fucking love those statues.
I did too. They remind me a lot of outside of Dumbledore's office.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where you have to say the,
Yeah, you have like the
lemon drop. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It was a phoenix, isn't it? It's a phoenix statue.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've read Harry Potter.
It's been a hot
I feel like I
minute.
need to go back and read it. Yeah.
I did reread.
Although I've been reading so many other fucking shit.
Right. I did reread the first 6.5. We never got through the full 7th after my daughter was born. I read them to her. Yeah. But that's all right. We'll get there. We'll do it again when she's older.
Yeah.
Anywho, what's your top one?
The world building.
Nice.
So I really liked. So I'm just going to give you a couple of things that I really did like. I liked that they could use portals kind of like either different ways. They could use it as almost like a port key, talking about like Harry Potter,
mm-hmm.
or they could use it just as a it's same sort of situation, but like I guess it's just using it differently. Like at one point, Hawk and Elena are they're doing their, because she has them having one-on-one sessions. Like you
Training
have one-on-one
sessions
with the teacher. Yeah. And hers are with Hawk because he deems it so.
Right.
And also because they're very similar, because they have similar
Well, he's half Fae as well.
He's half Fae. So, and Schmexy.
Yeah.
And,
mm-hmm.
So he uses a portal to, like, get, like, New York style pizza and things like that. So there's, like, I do enjoy a modern fantasy, and I do like those aspects because I have read some, like, if there's been something out there, I've probably read it. Like, I've read books where guys are dragons, like the men were dragons, and they end up becoming, like, human at certain points. So, whatever. I mean, that also had elves in it too. Anywho, but like I thought it was very humorous to me. Like the book first starts, and Elin and her father Harold are driving to the academy in a car, and he gets out. He's got a sword strapped to it. I'm thinking that had to be uncomfortable riding in a car with this sword. Like it was just things like that. I'm like, I never thought of that. I mean, that's kind of funny. Like I could see it almost like it would be interesting to see as visually, like as a passion flicks or something like that.
Word. Oh my God. Fucking please make this a passion flicks.
Yeah.
It would be kind of good for passion flicks because like there's not a ton of sex scenes in it.
There's a 6th chapter. What the fuck
I know that,
about?
but it's the one.
There's also a very long masturbation scene, which I have highlighted.
There is. It is very hot. Anyway, forget I said anything. Except Tosca, don't forget I said anything. You should probably make this into a
Actually, you know what? No, because there is so much sex in it. She will make this one.
And wouldn't have the budget for it. So there you
go. There you go.
It'll work out well.
The portals would just be somebody like throwing glitter. Off to Neverland. What?
Speaking of, there were brownies in this book.
There were.
And I had totally forgotten that.
Yeah.
If
you haven't listened to us talk about Wicked,
you should go do that.
So.
You should go do that.
Yeah.
Also, I should have watched it at a time. That was so fucking confusing.
No worries.
Sweet God.
The other thing I liked was that locket. The locket she had of her mom.
The mirror.
Yeah.
The mirror.
It was a locket.
It's a mirror.
Okay.
Like a compact. I got the impression it was like a compact mirror. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like if you had a recording.
Yeah, it's an enchanted
so it would be
mirror.
the same thing, but she could quote unquote converse with it a little bit more than it still was the same thing, but it seemed like as a video, but it seemed like like more along the lines of like it was prompt based. So like something along the lines like she had to say something.
And it
was like they're programming,
right? And that's like. That plays a really important role too. It's just like
yes, it does.
Which is something I obviously caught the first time, but like the second time, knowing like what was coming was more meaningful to me.
Specifically,
yes,
yeah.
Specifically, the things that she says in the order that she says them are so fucking critical later.
Yeah. And then the big end set piece I really enjoyed. I liked them getting like in the tree and everything that, and having to go to and. In think outside the box.
Yes.
I liked. There was a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed, I'm hoping she makes other books because I really would like to see this expanded a little bit.
I would too.
Because there were so many ways I think that she could have taken it. So
yeah, I hope she does more.
Yeah,
I do hope. I'll put the bug in her ear.
Please do. So that actually, can I lead into my con? Because my con is sort of
please do.
So I think, and this is Amy, this is just my own opinion. So take it. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. So I think the Academy part, throws people. It threw me a little bit because my mind automatically goes to like Harry Potter, Vampire Diaries, or not Vampire Diaries, Vampire Academy, where we're talking about high school kids. So it was like one of those. It's hard to wrap your mind about. It's not like college,
right.
So it was tough to wrap around that it was a 21-year-old. So I don't know, and she doesn't spend a lot of time there. So I'm almost wondering, like, let's just drop that angle.
Yeah,
because
or like drop the like Berserker Academy angle, just like Berserker like Chronicles or something
like that. Or if she's a teacher instead of a student, like she's coming in to teach magic or something.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
like if she became like a magic teacher, since that was like one of her complaints about the school, was that she was hoping she was going to learn more about magic, whereas they were just like, no, you're just going to learn how to like make sure you don't die via the magic.
Yeah, because I mean, she like in the plot, she's not in class very much.
No, she's really not.
She is not in swordsmanship because she gets
right. Well, because that goes pretty poorly on the first day, and so Hawk is like, just don't go back, just don't, just skip it for now.
You can audit that class. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then she has another class to which it's like a magic class.
Yeah.
It's like
defensive magic. I think there's something like that.
I was thinking of Muggle studies. It was like Muggle studies.
Yes.
And she like that didn't go well the first day either. So she's like she's going to class, but she's not paying attention at all.
Right.
She's not, and
no
also
one
calls on her.
She's only there for a week.
She's only there for a week.
Yeah.
So it's almost one of those, maybe just drop that whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. Again, my opinion.
I get it.
Yeah. Do you have a con?
So, like I said, I know Amy, FYI. We said that in the last episode. But, so I've read all of her shit, except for like the very newest one that just came out. She has some that are entirely from the heroine's perspective and some that switch between them. Like the Wolf series switches between them. And I think some of her novellas also switch between them. I want Hawk perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I wanted Hawk's perspective.
Because it's kind of jarring that he's one as young as he is.
Yeah, he is pretty young.
And to how, like, immediately he shows his interest.
Uh-huh. Like, I would have liked some insight into, like, you find out that he wanted her to go on this quest, and, like, when he even says at one point, like, I couldn't believe my luck, like a nymph fell in my lap.
Yeah.
And
literally.
But, like, he shifts pretty quickly from, like, being excited that, like, he has this opportunity to developing genuine feelings for her.
Yeah.
And so I would have liked to see, like, in him the shift.
Yeah.
Of, like, what hello.
I'd like him to shift in me. That's fine.
He's seriously so fucking hot. Yeah, I would have liked to see Hawk's perspective. And I didn't, like, I actually missed it, again, more the second time around. But, like, still, I mean, it was fine. I liked that, sometimes, it just depends. I like, personally, it's a personal thing where I like the shift between the two points of view. But obviously, I've read tons of romance novels where it's just the heroine's point of view. Mariana Zapata does not switch. Like, that's not a thing she does, which is fine. Yeah. That's an artistic choice on some author's part. I like, in some ways, that's it's great because you sense the confusion in the heroine more. Like in Friends Without Benefits, how like Elizabeth is confused as fuck about what is going on in Nico's head. And I think that adds to the reader's confusion. Like it keeps the reader guessing about what's going on.
Right.
But then I also like especially in this book, being able to see Hawk's shift from how like he starts off with her to then how he ends up with her would have, like, in my opinion, created tension between like what he's thinking and what she's thinking.
Yeah.
I still liked it a lot. Enough to read it twice.
Right.
Like
right.
But yeah.
I think too, and I'm sure with fantasy it's probably harder to do the two different because you're not only like trying to write voicing a male if you are not male, but then also trying to voice a male where it's not normal. I mean, because of the two, Elin is more in tune with pop culture and things like that. I mean, even though Hawk really likes Project Runway, which you
oh my god, that was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I was like,
do I like Project Runway? No, I love Project Runway.
Project Runway.
So fucking funny.
Next question is it after it moved to from Bravo to whatever it went to?
Lifetime? Did it go to Lifetime?
Yeah, it did.
It was better on Bravo.
Is it on? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Tim Gunn is there anymore, but Heidi Klum is gone for sure.
They're on doing something else.
Oh, right, they're doing something else now.
The Cut or something.
Carly
like
Kloss is on it now. I think Christian Siriano does it too, which I'd be fine with.
I like
yeah,
him.
he's awesome.
I like his pieces.
Yes. I remember him from like back in the day when he was on Project Runway. Like when
I remember the first season.
God, that's such a good show. I mean, truly.
Was it Santiago or his name was? He was such a fucking asshole.
Right. Oh man, that show's been on for a long time.
Yeah. My mom and I used to watch it every week.
Yeah, it's excellent.
It is very good. That and Face Off. I was really upset that Face Off is not on anymore.
It's not anymore?
Oh no, it's been on for like 4 years now.
Okay, my husband's going to be upset.
No.
Okay.
He had some other show. It was called like cosplay. Like you made cosplay outfits. I was like, I don't feel. It's not the same. I want to see some shitty horror movie makeup because it was not. As Stuart Wellington said at one point on Flophouse, I'm just going to look at something that somebody's going to be like a D, use on a D, grade movie. That's pretty much what it is. It's like something that doesn't really look really great in the light. And it's true. Like part of it is like you got 2 days to make a look, and it's kind of like Project Runway. Sometimes it doesn't. It barely gets together by the time it's on the stage. Same with makeup.
Okay, so, well, you and I can talk about this off the air,
yes.
But there's a show that is sort of, it seems like a furry setup show.
I'm sorry?
It's like a cross between The Bachelor and Face Off, or like some sort of like.
So it's for furries.
That's what it sort of looks like. They're like dressed up in full ass makeup, like as something, like someone is literally in like dolphin makeup. And then they like go on dates together to get to know each other before like they reveal their actual selves.
That's your journey. That's their journey.
Yes. It's called Sexy Beasts. Netflix's Sexy Beasts is a bizarre furry dating show, and we're hooked. That's the headline.
No. You know what? I'm not going to kink shame anybody.
No. I'm not. It's not about that. I just, when I saw it, I was like, I am very confused. I've not seen the show. I read an article about it, and there's like pictures and like a trailer and stuff.
Because we're watching for the next page of screen.
Oh, fuck me. Damn it.
I'm kidding. We're not.
No, Driven is next, and I've already started Driven, okay?
I don't want to read the book that goes along with the show.
Oh, God, I hope there's not a... No, okay, fuck. All right.
No.
Bottom puns.
There's a kink. Yeah, let's move on.
Fucking move on.
All
Holy
right.
shit. All right.
I went first. You go first.
Oh, okay. So, I think you already told me. I just didn't want to steal your bottom bun, but I think I know. I think I know what your bottom bun is. All right. So, I fucking love a sassy heroine, and Elin is sassy in spades. That girl is fucking hysterical. First of all, and second of all, like, she is very out of her element. She is like thrown into this situation that she's very uncomfortable. She's felt unwanted her entire life. She gets put, and by the way, is unwanted. Like, her mother died. She has been stuck with her shithead father, who is dumping her off at this academy, isn't even staying for her to say her oath, which is a big fucking deal for a berserker. And like, he just drops her off at the gate and is shitty and leaves, and then gets shittier as the book goes on, which we'll get into. But like, she still ends up at this academy and is legitimately trying her best. I mean, it's not like she's intentionally trying to suck. It's that, and she's had so many tutors, and every single one of them just goes away.
8,
like,
wasn't it?
Yeah, something like 7 or 8. Yeah. And every single one of them is like, you're fucking hopeless. And it's really like, as Hawk says, she's been given the wrong tools. It's not that she sucks. It's just that she is not, no one is like using her strengths. They're all just telling her to go against the grain and do what everyone else has done. And it's not working for her. So when she finally has tools that like she can fucking work with, it makes sense to her. And she starts to gain confidence and is like feeling better and is like feeling good about being at the academy.
She also, I think it's really interesting that part of her development, or her, like, you know, coming into her own, is actually embracing the nymph side of her that for so long has been repressed because of how, quote unquote, like, dirty everyone else thinks that it is.
Right.
And she, it scares her, I think, a little bit that to be using it in a manner, because I think, again, it's like, if somebody tells you for so long that you suck,
right,
or what you're doing or what you are is bad,
right,
and
she's been shamed her entire life for being a nymph, literally her whole life. She's been like told that she is terrible. My favorite quote from her, there are many, but my favorite one from her is, should we talk about, like, she gets kicked out. Did we already say, like, what her dad's plans are for her? Because she's getting kicked out of the academy.
That she's going to be forced to marry.
So she's going to be forced to marry this other berserker. And she's told this because her dad has to come because this thing has happened that he needs to be called. He just has to. There's like nothing around it. There's no way around it. She gets called to Hawk's office because Hawk is the headmaster. And so she gets called into his office, and her father's already there. And there's this other dude there. And she's like, who the fuck? Like, what is going on? Eventually, Harold is like, oh, well, you're going to marry him. And he literally uses the term wed and bred. So Harold leaves them alone to, like, get to know each other. Which I think we all know is going to be a tragic mistake for this, like, betrothed bro over here. Slowly, I turned my head toward him. He opened his mouth. Wait, I held up a hand. Before you say anything, there's something you should know. He gave me a perplexed look, but he didn't talk. Just so we're clear, I said, I will never, ever marry you. And if Harold somehow succeeds in forcing me to an altar, you'd better never fall asleep, because I will chop off your balls and feed them to you.
There are some funny ass lines in here too. I will say some that were very amusing. The one I have pulled up right now is and most of them, well, because it's from her point of view, so she gets the best one.
She does.
Is welcome. So this is Olaf. Her
Olaf, I love him so much.
Her like closest, and that's got like question mark friends, because again she's only there a week, and he's like kind of. I think Olaf just kind of like wants her.
Who doesn't? She's fucking gorgeous.
Right?
Who cares?
He says, "Welcome to the Berserker. Welcome to the Berserker Academy." I'm Olaf. I waited for him to add, "And I like warm hugs." When he didn't, I cleared my throat. Thank you.
Oh, fucking funny.
Oh, what was the other? Okay, the other one is, I found it in the idea that studying at Bornskal might mean discovering whatever latent magic may lay inside me. But no, apparently my class schedule consisted of swords, more swords, remedial swords, and fun with swords. Love it.
There's another one when she's meeting Hawk for the first time. Like when I think they're talking in his office for the first time. She's like looking around the office and he's like, so like Harold sent his only daughter here. And he says, "And are you happy to be here?" And her inner monologue says, "What kind of question is that? I was a horrible liar, so I rarely bothered trying. It was easier to deflect." I shrugged. It was either this or law school, which is funny because Amy used to be a lawyer.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I mean, it's funny regardless, but it's funnier if you know that Amy used to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Which you would know, like, if you read her author description, it's in there.
Yeah.
It's just, Elin is funny as shit. Mm-hmm. And also, like, but she's a good person, like, to her core. She's just a really good person who has been tragically neglected and misunderstood. And I loved seeing her like come into her own and like embrace her strengths and just like disregard the weaknesses and be like, whatever, I can't fucking wield a sword very well, moving on. Like, I've got this bow staff and I'm really good with it, and I can fucking talk to plants, so you know, like, that's pretty cool too.
Man, I wish I could talk to
dude I wish I could talk to plants.
I wish I could talk to just inanimate objects.
I wish I could talk to the plants that we're growing and tell them to poison all the Japanese beetles. Fuck all of you, eating all my plants. I've swatted at many of them. They're literally like mating on my plants, and I literally kicked it, and I was like, "Stop mating on my zucchini!"
Fucking my plants.
Fucking assholes.
You need beetle bags.
No. Those attract more of them, those motherfuckers.
Well, no. Well, yeah, because you put bait in.
So then they all just like congregate.
Having a beetle party.
Fucking assholes.
And not a cool one with
Beetlejuice and shit.
With Beetlejuice and Ringo and George.
Not in that. Nope.
Well, the only ones that come in are
John Lennon's not showing up to your beetle party.
No, Paul and Ringo. Although all you need is Paul. Come on.
All you need is love.
Yes, true.
It's not, though.
And zucchini.
I just like violently beat them off of my plants when they're mating. I get pissed off about it. Don't mate
you
on my plants.
You violently beat them off. Huh.
Sometimes I forget that we're on a romance novel podcast.
Also, I don't know if I'd ever want to violently beat somebody off.
No, I feel like... Wouldn't it get...
When blood's involved or things like that, or a rough,
that really takes, like, taking it rough to a new level, right? I mean... I guarantee you there are plenty of romance novels that, like...
You jacket some off, but you have a knife to their throat. And you have to, like, scream obscenities at them. Like, yes! Does it do anything for you? Not really. Not really. In fact, it's going up inside itself. Thank you very much. My balls are going up inside myself.
All right, girl, what is your bottom bun? I think I kind of led into it a little bit.
Yeah, it's Mr. Beauregard.
That motherfucker.
Harold, her dad.
Ugh.
We've talked on this podcast before about if you hate a character so much, the author did a good job. Mm-hmm. And I fucking hated this asshole so much. Amy, you did a good job.
Seriously, he is such a fucking dick.
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly between him and Masha, but I went Harold because I hate him more.
He is so fucking terrible.
Masha actually redeems.
Maja redeems herself.
I mean, to what we see.
Right.
I mean, we don't know exactly, but so let me read you the one piece that will
boil your blood.
Yeah, like it will make you see red, and so this is where she, you know, like what you were saying with your quote, where he leaves her with Harold leaves Elin with her, you know, supposed betrothed. But before he leaves, he says, or like, he's breaking the news that guess what, she's going to get married. He said, so eventually his self-control went out. His eyes shot daggers. This is her father. Mm-hmm. Her father is saying this to her. Mm-hmm. Eyes shot daggers at me as he spoke. This isn't a matter for your discussion. I'm your sire as well as your liege lord. I don't need your consent to arrange a marriage. He swept my body with a scathing look that left me feeling oily and soiled, and when he spoke again, his words were obviously meant for Einar. She's half nymph, a breed of fae known for its talents in bed. As you can see, she's appealing in the way of that race. I trust you won't have any difficulty breeding her. She has few redeeming qualities, but fertility shouldn't be a problem. The fuck?
The fuck?
I mean, if y'all don't want to put a knife in his belly by the end of this book...
That son of a bitch.
He says a number of times how she has brought shame to their
to the house,
their family.
Beauregard.
Yeah, because he says at the beginning when he drops her off, and then this point too, he's, you know, talking about how much shame she brought of something that she couldn't help.
Right, it's nothing. There is a quote in here
beyond her control.
Let me find it. It's hating someone for something they can't help is always a choice.
Yeah.
Which I loved that line because that's entirely fucking accurate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And towards the end, here's this. I mean, again, I'm not going to go tell you exactly what context this is in because we want you to read the book. We don't want you to be spoiled.
Yeah.
Just good work, son, he said, clapping a hand on Niall's shoulder. You did well. Niall's throat bobbed and he cast a nervous glance at me. Harold? Apparently this is the question, or apparently that was the only word my brain could come up with. He looked at me. Immediately scorn entered his eyes. Cover yourself. You shame us all. I would like someone to fuck him so much that his intestines are straight.
That motherfucker. I absolutely hate him. I hated him more the second time around.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was really looking forward to his comeuppance.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, it has been said. So, I total kudos for Harold. What about you?
Fucking Harold. I said Elin.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she has so many, like, really good one-liners. There's a whole comment about pockets. They're on their quest, and she's carrying her mirror, like the mirror, her mom's mirror, in the pocket, in like the pocket of her pack or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're about to, like, dispose of their equipment, like, before they go into, like, the final place where the book ends, before the epilogue. And it says, here, Hawk held out his hand. I'll put it in my pocket. You've had pockets this whole time? He looked taken aback. Yeah, don't you? Are you kidding? Women's clothing never has pockets. I might as well be wearing a wetsuit.
Yes, I mean, it's a big thing when we have pockets.
Yeah, it's like I don't know big what fucking it is. Deal.
Or functional pockets. Let's just say
functional
that, little,
pockets.
Like, condom pocket that we usually get in jeans. Bullshit.
That's bullshit. I was literally talking about that earlier today. Also, at one point, Amy uses the phrase various and sundry.
So our side quest that we're gonna do is we're gonna have a blog, we're gonna have a Tumblr. It's gonna be supernatural quotes
and every single instance of various and sundry.
And the first line of Pride and Prejudice.
Oh my god!
It is truth universally acknowledged, which I think I texted you this week. I lost my mind. So we all know that with my fixation with knowledge fight, and Jordan actually said, most because they were talking about how when you're younger and you read something, like you're like little, you don't really comprehend it. Like if you read, so if I read Pride and Prejudice as an 8-year-old, I'm not going to get it on a level I get it at 13 or 14.
Right.
And Jordan says, well, I'm sure even to this day there are adults who don't know the meaning behind the first line of Pride and Prejudice. And I was like, oh, no, I do. This girl does. I know. Oh,
so good.
Every single time I see that, I automatically think of Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, of course, every single time.
Yep. Yeah. Coolio. Would you recommend this book?
Of course. Yeah. And not just because I know Amy. Like, I really legitimately like this book.
It was a good book. So we can do some ratings.
Yeah, you want to talk about ratings?
Let's talk about ratings. God, that's so dirty. Because we're gonna get dirty. Because I'm gonna fucking read that. I'm reading that passage. By the way, I'm reading that passage.
Fucking do it.
All right. So we start with whatever we fucking feel like it. Actually.
Yeah. I mean, I think we vary actually.
Yeah. Let's fucking do some eggplants, man.
Yeah.
What's your eggplant? What's your eggplant? Cat? Hit me in the face with some eggplants.
That needs to be a sticker. So it's difficult because like there's not like a ton of instances of like sexy scenes. But the ones that exist,
there's a big old butt.
Fucking hot as hell.
Holy God.
Like super hot. So, and I will also say...
And descriptive.
And very descriptive. So, there is... first of all, their first kiss was super hot. And it wasn't even like... It didn't even get that far. It's just that... Hi, Sherman.
He's wanting up here, so I was like...
Good.
He's gonna up.
I'm excited I got to see him. Their first kiss is just beautiful and also hot.
Yeah.
And then there's a ridiculously hot masturbation scene. And then, like, the chapter that is the sex scene.
It is a chapter.
Pretty much the whole chapter.
Yep.
That's like... Yep. That in and of itself, the chapter is enemies to lovers. Like, that chapter.
Yeah. Because at this point, she's not happy with him. Still.
Well, no. Well, no. But she has a lot of guilt simmering, like, inside of herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then what has happened is that, like, they are on this quest. They're basically in, like, the mountains of Russia, and it's, like, a blizzard, and it's cold as shit. And she, like, gets hypothermia and, like, passes out cold, essentially is what happens. And he has to, like, fucking carry her to this cave where he takes off all of her clothes and, like, wraps her up in blankets and shit to save her life. I mean, it's not, like, there's nothing...
It's not schmexy times.
It's not schmexy times. It's not, like... It's nothing gross or, like, he's not trying to be creepy as hell. Like, he's just like, I literally am trying to save this woman's life because she is so cold, I'm afraid she's going to die. So when she wakes up, she's naked and is like, what the fuck? So she's furious because he fills in the blanks and tells her what happened. Mm-hmm. And she's super pissed off. And by the end of it, is not super pissed off anymore. Multiple orgasms later. So, like,
he's a grower, not a shower. But he is a shower, too. So he's a grower and a grower.
He's just of ample...
Grower and a shower.
He's a grower and a shower. Probably part of that, like, fae stuff.
Could be.
So anyway...
because that's how he transforms,
Right. God damn, that scene is so...
I know.
So fucking hot.
Fucking no.
So, like, it's... I mean, to me, I was like 3.5 to a 4 because, like, it's really fucking hot. It's just that there aren't, like, a lot of the scene. Like, there
Yeah.
it's like 2.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And only one of them is a sex scene, but it's so fucking hot. So like 3.5 to a 4. Like it just depends on like, I don't know. I was kind of torn between them. That's all I'm saying. What are you gonna say?
Well, I'm gonna go 4.
Yeah, fair.
And it's for this scene right here.
Oh God, please read it. Please read it.
His elbow bobbed to the side and slightly up and down, falling into a rhythm. He dropped his head forward. Water pounded his nape. And FYI, she's watching.
Yeah, she's watching him do this in the shower.
She's watching him do this. I kept my gaze pinned to his elbow, unable to look away. Up and down, up and down, up and down. His strokes were sure and steady. A low groan sounded in my ear. The sound so faint I couldn't be certain if it came from him or me. My cheeks blazed. Hot moisture gathered between my legs, and the flesh there throbbed. He picked up the pace. My heart sped up, matching it. Up and down, up and down, up and down, over and over and over again. He pumped himself, the big muscles in his back bunching. He was least power, a machine of muscle and sinew and smooth tan skin. I gripped the sofa on either side of my thighs, my fingers digging into the cushions. Steam rose around him. His skin glistened under this water spray. His ass jerked, the muscles firing as he worked himself over and over. So, go, just like, ah! My sex ached, my inner muscles clenching. Some sixth sense made me shift my gaze up. Hawk stared back at me in the mirror. Our eyes locked, or maybe he held me captive. Whatever it was, I couldn't look away. And there was no question what he was thinking, what fantasy was driving him as he fisted his shaft. I'm just going to leave it there.
Oh, that's a good time for my mom to text me.
My mom radar went off, and I think you're talking about masturbation. So growing up, my sister's friends used to call my mom Radar because she fucking knew shit that.
Stop it! No. Are you serious?
They called her Radar.
Holy shit!
Yep.
I'm gonna text her back. Yeah, you would text me right now, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Ray just read a huge diatribe about jerking it.
Oh my God!
Violently jerking it. Finally beating off. All right.
Why can you not autocorrect masturbation? Come on, Steve Jobs.
The things that my computer and my keyboard auto-populates. Cunt waffle is one of them. It auto-populates.
That sounds good.
That's probably not a good...
It's fine.
That's a really... No one should borrow my phone.
It's fine.
Let's just say when I type in starts with P, go to Pinterest. That's not what it goes to. Nope. Nope, but I'm like, I need to clean my history. Oh, anyhow.
Just clear browser history.
Please. For all time. For all time. Yes, for all time.
I will volunteer as tribute to if you die, go to your house and just clean everything. Just
thank you.
Put it all in the microwave. Just it 2 minutes.
Donate it to the Goodwill.
I did just text my mom back. Ray just read a masturbation scene on our podcast recording, so it makes sense that she would text me right now.
Question.
Love you, Mom.
Does Goodwill take sex toys?
Ew, I feel like not. Would you buy a used sex toy at Goodwill?
They sell lingerie. Are you wearing the lingerie?
Ew, no. Oh my God. No, I wouldn't.
I mean, they
don't take stuffed animals.
Oh, well, people do.
No, it's a bed bug issue with the stuffed animals.
Oh, it's a furry issue.
God damn it, Ray.
It's that Sexy Beast show.
You are like Sandra in Knitting in the City series, because Kat always is like drinking wine and Sandra will say something and Kat like spits it out everywhere.
That one I did watch you and I waited.
You're such a dick.
I am a dick.
I love you.
I am a dickhead.
Should we talk about hearts?
Let's talk about hearts.
Okay, you go first.
I'm going to say 2.5.
Okay.
It wasn't like it was, and honestly, for this, to me, for this genre and for this this book in particular, because it is more about her finding herself.
Yeah.
I think it was, I think it was a good spate of, you know, of action to romance. Like it was it worked well.
Fair. I'm going to say 3 because or 3 to 3.5 because the final parts are extremely romantic. Like the choices that the both of them end up making.
Yeah.
Are very sweet.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say any more than that because I don't want to give anything away, but
right.
I understand what you mean. Like it doesn't, to me, I wasn't like searching for the romance. I wasn't waiting for the romance.
It moves so fast.
It does move very quickly.
It wasn't one of those ones where, and there were grand gestures, but they both made grand gestures,
Yeah.
and they weren't like. It wasn't like things didn't hinge on like. It's not like a historical romance where like her reputation's going to be, you know, soiled unless he makes some big grand gesture.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. It has been. It's one of those nights where the animals are just like going crazy.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Is
Luna
it a full
right now?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I don't know. He wanted on my lap now. Oh yeah, good. He's over here. He wants on my lap again. Okay. Yep, I love them all. Anyhow, so we should do some.
Stunt casting.
Stunt casting. Yes, I almost forgot. How did I almost forget stunt casting?
I don't know, but I'm really excited.
Oh shoot.
What?
My Pinterest is not going to work today.
Well,
oh wait,
that
hold on.
fucking
There we go.
asshole. Okay, good.
There we go. Okay. So, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
No, please start. You do it.
Well, I mean, I told you.
You told me who your hawk is. Do you want to start with hawk?
Sure.
Do it.
I will more than gladly send you.
Please send me
pictures.
all the pins.
Yeah, because we should.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I work in IT.
Technology is hard.
I know.
God, he's so pretty.
The second one, I think, is pretty much what I would imagine for Hawk. So the only person I thought of was Chris Hemsworth.
This picture on Pinterest. I'm so sorry.
Oh
It's
my
a
god!
headline called 32 times Chris Hemsworth made you pregnant without even touching you.
I'm going into that article right now.
That's the headline of the pin you just sent me.
Oh my god! And I'm sending it to you.
I'm so sorry if you missed that. She chose Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Thor.
If you missed it over my screeching.
In the hierarchy of Chris's, he's the second Chris.
Yeah.
Because we all know Chris Evans.
I did
is number
debate
one. But, I mean, it's
choosing
a tie.
Chris
It's a
Evans.
serious tie.
I did debate choosing Chris Evans as my hawk.
Oh, really?
I did think about
Okay.
it. Like, because in, I forget which Avengers movie it is, but he has like slightly longer hair and a beard.
That is that's Endgame.
Yeah. So like I was thinking of like that Chris Evans. That's not who I ended up choosing. But
Sorry,
I was thinking of like
well, I think it's both. Yeah,
that
Infinity War's end.
Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his hair is darker, that one too. Mm-hmm. Oh, none of these pictures will show
Me
up
either.
on
I
this
don't know
thing.
what's going on.
Yeah, none of them are available anymore. Or it's also from, because he was 32 in it, so this is from 2015, so.
It's probably, they're probably like, no one's going to look at this.
Yeah, the links are done.
Nope, just that one podcast about smut.
Yeah, I mean, so that one I sent you, that first one, is that TikTok I sent you.
Yep, I recognized it.
Oh, I like that song.
God,
what song
he's
is it?
so pretty. I don't remember.
I'm just gonna, I guess I should just click on it and find out what it is.
Hang on, I can.
And, you know, oh, God bless America. How deep is your love?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Okay.
Or Australia in this case.
They grow them real nice down there.
They grow them real nice down there.
I mean, that whole clan is.
They're all pretty attractive. Yep. God, I wish I could do that. Speaking of growing it nice down there, thank you to our listeners from Turkey. Because y'all are new here. Yeah. And we're glad you're here.
We understand a lot of your men are good looking, so we enjoy that.
Yep, we do.
Baby cakes.
Yes, dear.
Tell me who your hawk is. I think I know when I was in Pinterest.
Did you look at my
earlier.
Pinterest
I was like, I didn't look at your Pinterest, but it tells you who the last people, because we share it.
Right. So I chose Charlie Hunnam.
Oh no, it was not who I thought.
It was not.
Okay.
Charlie
Hunnam.
No,
because there was a lot of pictures of Brad Pitt, and I thought it was going to be Brad Pitt.
Nope. I did not choose Brad Pitt. I chose Charlie Hunnam. I've never seen fucking Sons of Anarchy. It does. I don't care. But like when I was reading it, that's who I pictured. Like him on Sons of Anarchy is like.
Because he always has longer hair, and he's always kind of like he's got the bun.
Yes, like in Sons of Anarchy, he has longer hair. He's always got a little bit of a beard. He's like pretty built, dirty blonde hair. And in these pictures that I sent you, like he's pretty hot in those photos, especially that first one. Into it.
I am not a Charlie Hunnam fan.
I'm not usually.
Oh my god!
What?
I had that one that Chris Hemsworth one open that was playing music, and I was like, "Wait, what's happening?" My love is very deep for you, Chris. But yeah, like that first one that you sent, I think he's attractive in that one.
Yeah.
But he kind of looks dirty. Like I feel like I'd have to make him take a shower first and possibly get a blood test. Like, do you have the Rhea or the clap?
I mean, people used to say that about Robert Pattinson too. I don't know.
What, that he's
dirty?
Dirty? I can see that.
I mean, I can see it. I also, listen, in reality, I'm never going to meet any of these people. So
no.
It doesn't really matter.
It was pretty well known that, like,
I'm also
Brad Pitt was
pretty happily married.
He didn't wear deodorant.
Everyone should wear deodorant, you guys. They make, like, if you're worried about the chemicals and shit, they make natural ones now. Native is great. Hey, Native, sponsor us.
Sponsor us. Hey, Passion Flix, while we're at it. Sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
Hey, Safe Flight.
Please sponsor us.
Please sponsor us.
Safe Flight Repair. Safe Flight Replace.
Safe Flight Replace.
All right, who's your Elin?
So this is so random, and I don't know why she popped in my head, because I have a friend that she and I talk about David Tennant a lot.
Oh,
because I have a fixation with David Tennant.
Really?
And I know, right?
Shocked.
And so it was surprising that, like, this woman popped in my head right away, and the reason I bring up David Tennant is because it is sending it to you.
Oh, I get
David
it.
Tennant's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, Georgia Tennant.
She's so pretty.
She's very pretty.
God.
And she was kind of a badass on that episode, because she's not been in a ton of stuff. She's produced a lot of stuff, but she's pretty badass in the episode of Doctor Who she was on. She was the daughter's doctor. The doctor's daughter. Oh my god, I haven't even been drinking.
So she played her husband's daughter on the show.
Yeah.
How much, like, what is their age difference?
Well, they do have a pretty big age difference. I mean, a decent.
That does not ingratiate me with David Tennant.
No, you and I talked about this before.
You know that pisses me off.
Because of Good Omens. Because Michael Sheen also has his wife. He and his wife or girlfriend, or I don't know if they're married, or it's 20 years, I think. And they just had a baby, a bambino. But these two have, like, David and Georgia have 7 kids. Something crazy. I mean, not that it's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of children.
I mean, they could afford it.
Right,
So
but still.
Let's see how old Georgia is. She's Well, no, it's only 14 years. I guess it's not that bad. He's 50, going on 51, and she's 36.
She's
also
fucking my
David
age.
Tennant. He's also David Tennant. I mean,
he's aging very well.
He's aging backwards.
It's
So
unfair. Also, please tell me your beauty secrets, David Tennant.
Right?
Dick.
It's being Scottish, I guess.
Fucking hell. Unfair. You even have the fair skin.
You've never seen him, and the best picture is where he is wearing his kilt tuxedo.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
I went to a wedding in Louisville at one point when I was in college, and the groom's family was Scottish, and they did the kilt tuxedos.
Yeah, I told my dad, I said, if I ever get married, you're wearing one.
Oh, sure.
Like,
you can wear shorts underneath it. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't think we'd be like a true Scotsman on
No, you really don't. I understand if you don't want to do that.
But if you see my father, it's like, holy God, does he look like a Scotsman? Like, at one point when he had hair.
I love your dad so much. I really do.
do
Please
too.
tell him I said hello. God, he's so awesome.
I will. I have a story for you after we're off air.
Thank God.
Whew.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So yeah. So what?
She's
who
super
is
pretty.
Your Elin?
Okay, so my Elin, she has the wrong eye color, but like, let's just be real. Color contacts exist. And also Elin's eyes are like very blue. So some people will just need that anyway, like need a colored contact anyway. So I chose a woman named Erin Moriarty.
Sorry. I love her.
Yeah,
I love her. She's on The Boys. I love her.
Yeah, she's super pretty. Here's another one. The thing is, so Elin has like platinum blonde hair, like really, really blonde hair, like sort of like the wig you're currently wearing, which is great, but like she already has, I think she's had multiple colors of hair, but she's blonde in many things, strawberry blonde in some cases. Hair dye exists, wigs exist. So, but like her general like look reminds me of Elin. You
would actually like the she's so kick-ass on The Boys. She saves the guys the first season. She's
I love that shit.
Yeah. And it's kind of rough because she starts off in that show and she's pretty much almost raped. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, in the comic books, I can't, because I've read the comics, but it's been so long, I can't remember if the same thing happens in the comic, because I'm pretty sure it does. But it's pretty, her start is pretty rough on there. So when she gets her revenge, it's pretty amazing.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. But she's adorable. She's adorable. Cool.
Now I also did, I did two others. I don't know if I should say one of them. I don't know. He's mentioned quite a few times.
Okay. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Do you think I should leave it?
No, you can go. I mean, I think you can talk about it.
Okay, so
I'm not saying to what context he's.
No, but okay. So a couple like mythical gods or creatures are mentioned many times throughout the book.
Norse mythology.
Yes, some of them end up making an appearance, some of them don't. But one of the gods that is discussed on many occasions, because when berserkers begin a quest, they have to take an oath to Odin, and it's a blood oath. So you have like when Elin goes on her quest, she has to he cuts her finger and drips the blood into orange juice, and she has to drink the whole thing. The only way I can picture Odin at this point is Anthony Hopkins in Thor. So I'll send you the pin, but that's the only way that I can picture Odin now.
Even though he's supposed to be really hot in the book.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He's not unattractive.
Who? Anthony Hopkins?
As Odin?
No, but in the book, isn't he supposed to be like?
I would imagine he's probably
looking?
super attractive. Yeah. I don't think he's like old in the book because he's a god, so like he doesn't really age.
Well, and have you seen Thor Ragnarok?
I have not. My husband did see it and said that like he thinks I'd really like it, and we just haven't gotten around to seeing it.
You would fucking love it. It's so funny. It's like it's probably honestly it might be my favorite Marvel.
He watched it like a boys. He used to have like. I mean, he probably will one day after COVID is under control again. But he used to have like a boys movie night. They called it Fright Night, where they would watch like horror films, but sometimes they would just like watch like, you know, Thor or like whatever, you know. Yeah. Anyway, so that he watched it like with them, and then he was like, "I think you'd actually like this." And the thing is, I love pretty much every Marvel movie. It's not like I probably would like it, but he specifically was like, "I think you'd really like Ragnarok."
I mean, I liked the first Thor. I liked it fine. The second one was garbage, absolute garbage.
Oh, the second Thor movie.
Oh my god, It was garbage. It was hot garbage on a plate.
In a dumpster.
In a
on
dumpster
fire.
That's on fire. Right. Right. Being peed on by.
One of my favorite gifts is I don't know if it's real or not, but there's like, we'll just assume it's not. There's like a dumpster literally just floating.
Yes.
And it's on fire.
On fire.
That's pretty much how I feel like the last 16 months of life has been. So anyway, I also did a Niles because, again, I've read it twice. So like, it's just kind of, I picture him as like the sort of dweeby kind of dude. But not ugly. Like I picture him as like, I picture him as this. I picture him as Justin Long. He's like attractive but nerdy.
Yeah. Because didn't Justin, which makes me laugh because they always make Justin Long in some of these movies like the hero, and I'm like, no. I mean, but he is a Mac.
He's a what?
He's a Mac as opposed to John Hodgman's PC. Do you remember those commercials?
Yes, I forgot about them. I totally forgot about that.
He's like, those commercials made me money.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go look some of them. I'm sure they live somewhere on the internet. I'll have to look them up again. Yeah. I haven't seen those in so many years. FYI, just an update on my mom. She sent me many emojis of like laughing and crying. So, just to thank God for my mother's sense of humor. Truthfully, like,
because I was literally thinking about it today, going, all the people that have heard me say how much I like porn. I'm like, yeah, Veronica's mom knows I like porn a lot. Cool.
Part of me is like, maybe it's okay that she's behind on the podcast.
Too bad I've been saying that from the beginning.
Oh, she did finish Boyfriend Material and really enjoyed it. I was thinking I would let her borrow My Kind of Perfect next. I feel like she would like that one.
My mother is almost, the last time I talked to her, she was halfway through Friends Without Benefits. And
I love that book so much.
She agreed that Joe whatever his name is.
Manganiello.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
And all I said was, I go, freaking Nico, right?
Freaking Nico.
Freaking Nico.
Yeah. My mom just texted, I began to listen to the Safe Haven episode tonight, so I guess she's catching up.
Oh, so she's really up to date. Shit. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Oh, great. Then she's going to, my comment about all the holes will be really great. Okay. Safe Haven broke me, guys. Safe Haven broke me.
The thing is, okay. Oh, Ray, I love you so much. I just do. I love you so much. I'm so glad you're my friend. Anyway, shall we take a quick respite and we'll come back and we'll do podcast and book recommendations?
Yeah, we won't take a fortnight.
We won't take a fortnight. No. Okay.
No, watch. We come back and the animals are just going to be like running around barking and screaming.
Probably.
Yeah, because that's the way this night's been going.
That's okay. They're fine.
Leo. They're fine. All right, lady. Yes. Back in 2 and 2.
And we're back.
And we're back.
So happy you've joined us today.
Yes.
I'm the worst.
No, you're not. No, you're not. All right. So, what other things should our listeners read?
All right. So, I am literally still working through the Peach Read box set.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I've had to take like a break from it now because like we just read Amy Pennza and I've started reading Driven. But another one that I read that you have also read is Always Only You. And that is from, what is her name? Claire. Hang on.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Claire Liese. I'm sorry, Chloe Liese. That's what it looks like. That's how it looks like it's pronounced to me. Mm-hmm. It's Liese. So if it's German, it would be Liese. Anyway, so it's under, it's an Own Voices story, # Own Voices, for its portrayal of autism by an autistic author. Mm-hmm. So the heroine is autistic, highly functioning. She has a job and like lives a life in public, but discusses her autism. I mean, she still struggles with it. It's not as if it's just like this thing to just think about. Her brain is literally wired different. So you get to hear a lot about like how life is different for her and how she navigates that. Her name is Francesca. Ren, his name is Soren, but everyone calls him Ren. He may be one of the greatest fucking heroes I've ever read.
He's pretty...
Hands fucking down. He is awesome. Like, really awesome. It's a forbidden romance trope because they work together. He is a hockey player, and she runs social media for the hockey team. Mm-hmm. Holy fuck, is it good. I mean, this book is like so excellent. I loved getting to read about, obviously autism for no two people experience the same type of autism. Everything is different for everyone, and everyone has different ways of coping with it. It never goes away. This is how your brain is wired forever. It's something that concerns me as like a parent and as a person, that we have autism has always been here. It's just that now we know what it is and we know how to classify it.
There's been an increase.
There has been an increase. I'm not saying there hasn't been, but like people that maybe in the past we would have just like written off as like weird, we're now realizing like, oh, it's like literally a difference in the way that their brain works.
Yeah.
One of my neighbors is autistic. I know people who have children who are autistic, and it concerns me much like should concern anyone with a child who is going to have more challenges navigating an adult world, how they will do that and what kind of support they have in order to do it. So I was grateful as a person who does not have firsthand experience with this to read a story about a person from a person who has firsthand experience with it. Yeah. And even in like her acknowledgments, Chloe talks about like other autistic people that she spoke to discuss their experiences. There's another autistic character, probably 2, in the book. And it was nice to read about her interactions with at least one of those people. It's part of a series. This is like the second book in the series. Ren's family is huge. There's like 6 or 7 of them. So I'll keep reading. I think the 4th one will be released later this year. So I'm looking forward to reading more of them. But holy shit, this book was so good, and very endearing, and very sweet. Not only is she autistic, but she has rheumatoid arthritis that is debilitating. And so she walks with a cane that she calls, she's obsessed with Harry Potter. So it's like Harry Potter related.
The Elder Wand.
She calls it the Elder Wand. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great book. 10 out of 10 recommend. It's just like,
yeah.
It's so fucking good and heartwarming and beautiful and
all that good stuff.
Yeah, like everything awesome.
2 things. If you one, this is the book that taught me that I didn't know there was clothing specifically made for people with tactile issues with autism.
Yes.
Which blew me away.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, that sigh was because they have started again.
Yes, they have.
The other thing is, if you are looking for a book that is equally good, that is from how a male with autism falls in love, and it's from his perspective. So part of it, I think it's been so long since I read it. I don't want to say yes, it is, but I know at least his perspective. It's called The Rosie Project. And at one point, I thought they were making a movie out of it. But it is, it centers on a professor who devises a questionnaire to kind of the suitability of women, of possible partners. And it's very, very scientific, and but at the same time, so the person that actually he ends up suiting with or working with is not sorry, Sherman.
Punch your microphone. Sherman. Hey, Sherman.
Is not suitable, but that's Rosie. So I would recommend that book too. So it's interesting to see the other side.
And it's a series now.
A male version. Yeah.
I looked it up. The Rosie Project, a novel, Don Tillman book number 1, and then there's a 2 and a 3, The Rosie Effect, and then The Rosie Result.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But the other book I'm going to recommend, guys, this week dove headfirst into Tessa Dareland.
God, she's awesome.
I was saying to Veronica before, as we were doing the break, I said, I thought I'd read Tessa Dare, but I hadn't. Literally had one Tessa Dare book on my Kindle, and it was half read. I don't even remember reading it. So
I think Amy turned me on to Tessa Dare. Because my first introduction to romance, real romance, was probably Amy. And then Amy was like, Tessa Dare is really great. And then I fucking went down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. Well, because I'm and now I'm looking back going, I love Liese Claypaw so much and Amanda Cook. Where the fuck was I? Why didn't I mean, it's all just strong ladies. It's all strong ladies. Strong ladies. Mm-hmm. So the one that I'm going to recommend, because I did read A Week to Be Wicked, which I fucking love Colin so much.
Fucking Colin, so man.
Much. He might have surpassed, I don't know, Jack Devlin. Jack Devlin, they're brothers. They're brothers from different mothers. It's fine.
It's really difficult to choose between. Colin is one of my all-time favorite heroes. All time.
Oh. And, God, because the teasing, I loved it. Fucking loved it. And the stories.
Oh, my God. Seriously, his stories and the teasing are fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is not the book I'm going to recommend.
Sorry, he's also the ultimate reformed rake.
Reformed rake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Oh, so good. And of course, that book is Enemies to Lovers. God damn it. I love that book. Yes. Sorry, go ahead. That's not the one you're recommending, even though that book is awesome.
Is the Wallflower Wager, which is part of her Girl Meets Duke. And
that is part of the Duchess deal, right? That's the same. Is that the same series?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's the 3rd. And there's supposed to be the 4th one because there's the 4 friends.
Right. Yes.
So this is about
God.
Penny.
So
Penny
good.
Penny's the one who saves animals.
Yes.
So she's got all of these animals. So we're talking, it's not Regents, it's Victorian, I believe. It's Victorian era London. because they're talking about like water, running water and things like that, and that was a Victorian. At one point,
you get to meet her during the Duchess deal. She's so baller.
She's super awesome because she's the sweetest thing, and she is so likable. But and yet, like, she's never had even anybody interested in her because she's weird. She's a weirdo, but it's okay. I mean, it's sweet. She literally has an otter.
Yeah, she has like pigs and shit.
She is a, spoiler alert, pregnant goat, even though she just says it has indigestion. That was like probably one of my favorite scenes of the whole book, is because so next door, the next door neighbor, because she lives alone. She doesn't really live alone. She lives with a decrepit, like, ancient housekeeper, and so she pretty much might as well live by herself. And she has to kind of find somebody, because otherwise her brother is going to make her move out to the country and become a, like, the spinster aunt that she's, getting her, because she's 26.
Literally, my dream in life was to become the spinster aunt. But my asshole parents only had one kid. Love you, Mom.
So the next door, the house next door to hers, goes up for sale and is bought by Gabriel Duke, the Duke of Ruin. He's not a duke, but he does ruin families. He doesn't ruin women. Perfect. He ruins families financially. And he grew up in literally, like, his mom was a prostitute and sold him for gin.
For gin?
Or she sold him at a gin house. So, but she was drunk all the time. And so he worked in like a workhouse and stuff like that. Like, that's how he grew up. But he was good at numbers. And so he ended up started working for a bookseller, I thought. Anyhow, it doesn't really matter. He's rich as fuck now. Because what he does is he flips houses. And the reason he needs to flip this house, he bought this house next to her, and he's hoping to sell it to, like, nouveau riche Londoners who don't have, they're not necessarily in the town, because if you made your money in trade, you were looked down upon. So he's wanting to sell it to somebody because that person would be living next to a lady, because she's Lady Penelope.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people pay a lot of money to have that as, something to brag about. Well, and so he needs her to stay, because she tells him, like, he also wants to get rid of her animals, but she's like, yeah, I have to, because my brother says if I don't, then he's going to move me out to the country. And he's like, no, you can't do that, because I will lose the money that, like, so obviously. Got it. It is not from enemies to lovers. Like, she's in love with him pretty quick. And, yeah. I enjoyed this one. There's a part where I was reading it, and I went, oh no! I was like, I hadn't had that in a while, so... but it ends up fine. There's a duel, but there's not a duel. It's fine. But there is a trigger warning on it.
Brother and the hero?
No.
Oh, no. Okay. All right.
There's a trigger warning, so I'm gonna give you the trigger warning. Trigger warning is grooming, and I guess there's no way to put this, because it's not slight child molestation. Yeah.
Ugh.
It's. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not. It shouldn't deter you from reading the book.
Okay. Ugh. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I trust Tessa Dare.
Yes. She does usually give her characters a lot to overcome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because you get the guy who's scarred.
Yeah. Poor Colin. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's super sad.
Super sad.
My mom says hi, by the way. I told her that...
Veronica's mom.
Yeah, she said, I'm listening to the Safe Haven episode, and I said, I told Ray she's embarrassed in advance. Anyway, she says hi. So that's, that's why I was staring at my phone.
Josh Duhamel. Okay, let's do some podcast recommendations. How about you go give me one of those?
All right, so this one is, it's probably sort of like mom-oriented, but it doesn't have to be. if you don't want it to be. My podcast recommendation is based on a series of books called Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. Now, they also made a podcast, which is my recommendation. So it's linked in the description of this episode. They do seasons. I don't think it's like a constant thing. Mm-hmm. But they do seasons where they go like further in depth into various people that are featured or not featured in their books. So like, for example, Kamala Harris has an episode that came out recently, but like I don't believe she's in, I have both volume 1 and volume 2 for Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, and I don't believe she's in there. But they do have a volume that I don't have, which is like centered around immigrants, Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, like immigrant edition. So the really cool thing about the way that they do the podcast is that they have guests come on to read the stories.
And they're directed towards like they're composed for kids. Like
yes, it's geared toward children. Yes, absolutely. It's totally like a safe for the car ride with kids kind of podcast.
So not ours.
Not ours. But I would imagine that some of our listeners have the children. So
have the babies.
So especially like this time of year, if you're traveling or something, if you're trying to take a vacation, like we're gonna go on vacation, which we will talk about again before the end of the podcast because something's coming up with that. But like we're going on vacation, like this is the longest car ride we're gonna take with our kid, and so I was like frantically talking to my other like mom friends and was like, holy fuck, how am I gonna like entertain her in the car for many hours at a time? And so they were giving me podcast recommendations, and I was like, oh shit, Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. Like I forgot about it because when she was really little, when I was like feeding her, we would listen to it. But you know, it's been a while. So I'm excited about that one. This current season features Frida Kahlo, Rosa Parks, Kamala Harris, Anita Hill. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, it's just, they go a little more in depth on the podcast than they would be able to, like in literally one page in the book.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Find the link in the episode description. You can find it anywhere, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatnot.
Cool.
What about you?
So I was just joking that I'm going to bring out the big guns tonight. I mean, and big guns meaning it's probably one of the more well-known ones, so I'm probably just preaching to the choir. We've mentioned it before, I think maybe the first or second episode, but my podcast recommendation is How Did This Get Made? So Paul Scheer, Jason Mantzoukas, yes it does, because he's on one of my Spank Naughty list, and June Diane Raphael. So if you like MST3K, riff tracks,
she's the one on Grace and Frankie, right?
Correct.
God, I love her.
If you like those sort of things, you will like this podcast, because what they do is, it's in the sense of they're making fun of it. So, but they try to do, you know, since they're in the industry, it's kind of tough to like, you don't want to they don't want to punch down.
Sure.
But they do punch down. I mean, so they usually find stuff that's like random. But if you listen to a lot of bad movie podcasts, they usually do.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is Jason Mantzoukas screaming.
He's so funny.
What the fuck is happening? And it really is. So like they actually have an episode on Safe Haven. So I
Shut up.
Not listened to it. No, and the other podcast I listened to, the Flophouse, have a fantastic episode on Safe Haven. It's hysterical.
Shut the front door.
No. I haven't listened to the How Did This Get Made one, but I'm sure it's great. Yeah. So yeah, they usually take a movie. And there's been movies that they have introduced me to that I'm like, I love. I want to do this myself and like introduce other people to some of these movies. And what's nice is they have like Seth Rogen's always on it for some strange reason. He's fucking Seth Rogen. He's hysterical, but
right.
like Charlize Theron was on once, and she was on with Seth Rogen because all of them except for except for Jason, it was everybody but Jason was in that movie with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron I really liked, Long Shot.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Oh, it's funny. She's running for president. Charlize Theron.
Nice.
Yeah.
In the movie, not in real life.
No,
Yeah.
but I would totally vote for that beautiful, sexy woman.
Obvi.
Yep. She could be president of whatever she wants, of my life, my body, whatever she wants.
There you go.
Yeah, it's good. It's very funny. Very funny. But yep.
They only have
Link in the
68 episodes.
description.
I'm looking for the Safe Haven episode.
That's where I had read somewhere about the Nicholas Sparks, because they actually read, from what I understand, they read out the dialogue, or the comments that he made about how he's pretty much better than
Fucking asshole.
Cormac McCarthy.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yep. So yeah. Veronica, how do people find? Oh, let's first talk about what's coming up, and then we'll talk about where to find us.
Okay, so there's a lot going on.
A lot going on.
A lot going on. Okay, so next is Page to Screen will be Driven.
Mm-hmm.
I started the book. Let me see where I'm at here. I have thoughts that I'll save. I'm somehow only a quarter of the way through this book. Jesus. Okay, so we'll do Driven.
Oh, that look was a lot. It told a story. I was there with you on that journey that you just had. Uh-huh. It was like a short story wrapped in like a burrito.
A mystery wrapped in an enigma?
Yeah, a hurricane. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing about me is an enigma, essentially. Like, it's all in my face. I don't know.
Oh, me too, girl.
I can't.
I can't hide.
As my husband says, you cannot control the volume of your face, and it's accurate. So next is Driven.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I can't play games like that. That's just me in Vegas. I just don't even bother. Yeah. Maybe a machine where I push a button.
I love those. Yeah.
Why not? So Driven will be July 20th, Page to Screen. July 27th, we're super fortunate. We have another author interview. Mm-hmm. Let me make sure I have the name of her book correct, because I'm going to screw that up.
Yeah, because I screwed up the one book because we were going back and forth that she wrote. I kept calling it something else, and I was like, that's not. I had to fucking
right. Okay, so she has a new book coming out on July 29th. Her episode, we're going to get an ARC copy, provided that like her publisher like approves it and whatnot. It's called Sleepless in Sicily, and it's written by Emma Jackson. So we will have an ARC review of that on July 27th. August 3rd, we're going to have Pride and Prejudice, the musical. And then
I don't think we need to reread that book.
I think we have read it enough times that I don't think we need to reread it. We could just watch it. Yeah. Should we do like a Zoom watch party? Me and you?
Yes!
We should do that. Okay. Yay! Oh my God. All right. God, I'm a loser. So August 10th.
That one's on Amazon, guys, if you want to watch along.
Yes. August 10th, we will have another guest.
Yay! I'm so excited.
I'm super excited. So is she. The book she has chosen is American Queen by Sierra Simone. And that is, if you follow us on TikTok, this is the episode where we were asking for kinky book recs. So we compiled the list and narrowed it down based on like things we definitely didn't want to read about. And she chose American Queen from the list. So that's what we're doing.
Is it a triangle or reverse harem or both?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know, but it's fucking all over TikTok. Yeah. It's
Yay!
part of a series. She works for the president.
Yeah.
That's who
there's another guy that's involved though. Something's
nice. Yeah. So That'll be August 10th.
Everybody's getting a little piece.
Holla.
Yep.
So that's what's going on.
Yeah.
That gets us through August 10th. And after that, we actually don't know what's going on. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
I think we're going to do the Penny Reed.
Oh, yeah. We'll do Penny Reed. It's totally forked. Totally folked. Folked.
She said that everything in this series is going to be folk.
Yeah.
In the title.
Mm-hmm. This one will be interesting because it's about Jackson James, who is like notoriously not a beloved character.
No, he's hated in all the other books.
Yes. And she even said that she struggled with that. But now he's one of her favorites, so I guess there's that. And then at some point very shortly after that, probably, all right, so in the last episode, we sort of like joked.
I just realized where you were going with that. Yep.
In the last episode, we sort of like joked that because I was going on vacation and the husband of the couple that we're going on vacation with, they have 2 kids. We're all going to go stay in an Airbnb together. All of the adults are fully vaccinated. And so we're going to go and like hang together for a week. And this is like, I would say a parenting dream of mine is being able to like go on vacation with other like parents and let our kids fucking run amok for a week. The husband in this couple was like, what if we all read a romance novel together? And I was like, yes. So we started talking about it in our group chat. And then Ice Planet Barbarians came up because Ray started to read it. Did you finish it?
Oh, fuck no. I'm still like 14 pages in. I definitely did go farther to see what the sex was like. It's not as... Anyhow, you'll get to it.
The thing is, we picked it mostly because it's outrageous, but also because it's short.
And so 179 pages, guys.
Right. So we were like, for people who aren't used to reading romance novels, or like my husband, like it's not, he'd rather listen to something or like draw. I mean, he's like an excellent artist. So like he would rather not be sitting around reading a book. The couple that we're going with are listening to it like via audiobook.
Oh God.
So, like, they started it immediately and then texted me and they were like, we have questions.
Guess what? We don't got answers. We ain't Home Depot on this one.
We ain't Home Depot here. So, at any rate, we are continuing. There was, like, some questions at...
and I got to that part. It's fine.
It's okay. All right.
It's not her. It's not the main character.
Right. They told me that.
But it's not. It's fine.
Okay. So we are going to have, because these people are awesome, we're going to do an episode where we all talk about Ice Planet Barbarians, including the couple that we're going on vacation with and my dearest husband.
Okay.
How we're going to facilitate this, I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Those are my logistic questions that I have. We have a long time.
We have time
to worry about that.
To figure this out.
That is behind the scenes conversation. Yeah.
But that's coming up. I'm pretty excited about it because I think it's going to be fucking hysterical.
Oh, it's going to be super fun.
Because these people are funny anyway, but like, my friend, the wife in the group, she listens to a lot of audiobooks while she's working. Mm-hmm. We've exchanged book recommendations. So it's not like, so she has read romance novels. But the men have not. So I'm pretty excited.
And of all ones to read,
Ice Planet Barbarians. Or as I keep describing it, Avatar porn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
I have a friend who, when we watched Rocky Horror Picture Show, turns to me and said, "Should we drop acid and write a musical?" Mm-hmm. Ice Planet, and I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
Ice Planet Barbarians makes me think, should I drop acid and write a book, a romance novel?
as I've told you, when my imposter syndrome rears its head, and I think, Veronica, you are a terrible writer, I think about E.L. James.
Oh.
And I think she's published 4 really terrible books that have made her shit tons of money.
Millions. Yeah.
So
I have to say, it's not horribly written. It's not. I mean, it's
Ice Planet Barbarians or 50 Shades of Grey?
50 Shades of Grey, I wouldn't wipe my butt with. And I've read the first book, and it's awful.
I would allow,
No.
I've never read them. I would still allow my husband to use them as kindling to start the grill. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it actually...
Like, the power is out. We need heat. I would literally go, if I owned it, would go upstairs and get that book and be like, here, use this as kindling in the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if I was starving,
You just
I
eat
would
it?
eat it. Yeah. Yep.
If you were going to a desert island, is that something that you would bring for kindling? Is that a waste of a thing you bring to a desert island?
Waste of a thing.
Okay. You bring your vibrator first.
Well, that and Sebastian Stan, we talked about this. We've talked about this.
We have
Veronica.
indeed talked about this. Okay, so anyway, that's all coming up, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be super fun, I think. I love, the thing that I love about the guests, we have another guest who will be coming up at some point. We've had to bump that guest for life reasons.
Yeah.
But the thing that I love about the guests that are agreeing to come on our show is that they're not normally romance readers.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that, like, we get to just introduce them to, like, the dark side and be like,
Yes.
come
It's
over
like
here. It's
a
really
hazing.
fun. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's a really fun hazing process.
Yeah. It's a caring hazing.
It is.
No one's going to have to chug beer up their butt.
No, we're not. No one's going to get
I mean, unless
alcohol
you want
poisoning.
to.
I mean,
Yeah.
no judgment, but like, no one has to get alcohol poisoning. No one has to like.
I mean, there's been a couple episodes where I thought I had
Definitely
boyfriend material.
had too many drinks during some of these episodes.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited to be able to like introduce other people to romance through.
And I think just in general with the podcast, I know I
Yeah.
have friends who listen who don't like romance novels.
Yeah.
They're like, I might actually start reading. I'm like, well, here's it.
Yes.
I always go, here's Penny Reed. Here's a nice.
Here is
in
fucking Penny Reed. Just literally
Yeah.
read anything she has ever written.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a nice, like inroad.
Yes, absolutely. Like, yes. Times 100, ditto, all those things.
Co-signed.
I love it. Co-signed.
All right. Where do people find us? They find us at our website, which is chickletbookclubpodcast.com.
Yeah.
Our Twitter, which is at Chicklet Podcast. TikTok, which is Chicklet Book Club. Do you see the trend here?
Yeah, do you see the trend?
Pinterest. It's the Chicklet Book Club Podcast. Go look at our subcasting. Go stare.
Hell
into
yes.
Chris Hemsworth's eyes. And that wonderful TikTok that's on there. Like an ocean. Our email is chickletbookclubpodcast@gmail.com.
Tell us your
Instagram.
thoughts.
Yes, please. Yeah, somebody with... Okay, I have something to say to the person who just rated us and didn't give us any feedback.
Yeah, if you're going to give us X stars, just tell us why. That's fine.
Yes.
Please just give us feedback.
I'm not going to come after you.
No, I don't.
Just tell me I sound like a dude or I'm too drunk all the time. Just tell me that. That's fine.
Tell
I'm
us we have
completely
no
fine with
direction
that.
or we take too many segues. Whatever. Just tell
Whatever.
us. Write a review.
Yes.
We love you. Thank you so much for your rating.
Yeah. Yeah, at the same time, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We
we
really
don't-
appreciate you. Also, if you take a screenshot of your rating, we'll send you a magnet.
Yes. Please.
We're still doing that. We still have 2 magnets. Check out our Instagram for the 2 different options for magnets.
Yeah.
Also, I owe someone a magnet. I need to send that. But yes, please, that's all you have to do is rate us and review us, and we will send you a magnet. And all you need to do is to take a screenshot of your review and email it to us, as Ray just said, at chickletbookclubpodcast@gmail.com.
We also have an Instagram. And that is Chicklet Book Club Podcast. And on YouTube, that is too long, and I'm not going to fucking read it.
Just click on the link.
Just look, yeah. And also, at some point this century, I'm going to get it updated.
Ugh.
But it takes forever.
Yeah, it does.
YouTube sucks a donkey stick. Anyhow, that's our podcast, guys.
Yeah, man. That's how it rolls. That's how we do things around
how the
here.
donuts are made. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Now I want
Oh, no,
a
it's
donut.
a sausage. That's how the sausage is made. I don't know. Donuts, I'm hungry.
Remember how there was like the Dunkin' Donuts commercial? It would be like the dude, like, time to make the donuts.
Donuts, yeah. He died.
So fucking dark.
I know, I took it there. It's fine.
Oh, God.
It's fine.
We need to talk about that, by the way. Okay, so, anywho. How do we end this thing?
In the most annoying way possible. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Bye! Fucking hell.
No, it's no wonder that no one reviews this thing.
They're so fucking annoying. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I can't quantify into words how annoying these bitches are.
Yeah. Do you have a negative stars to give these bitches? The one sounds like a horny skank who's drunk all the time.
And the other one thinks she's a phone sex operator. We're not
Please
even
somebody
sorry.
get them lithium or get them laid. One of the two.
We're not sorry.
No, sorry, not sorry, not sorry.
Later, bitches.